Get over to our Rockfin, ROKFIN. We got about 70 people coming in. We'll probably have 100 in no time. So let's just jump to it, fam, because we have Ecuador Unrest, where I'm as mad as hell, and we're not going to take it anymore. That's what the people are saying. And here is some footage 5 months back. I think we should have paid attention to this more. Remember when Julian Assange was taken out of the Ecuadorian embassy in England, in Britain, Great Britain? Well, the people of Ecuador were protesting in their own country.
Yep.
They have way more people protesting than we do out here. Take a look. This is some Rupley footage. Put the volume up because I want fam and you guys to translate.
Pressa means hurry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know that.
No, not. I didn't want you to verify that one if you're out to it.
The lady coming up.
Anonymous. What you said?
They're saying he's a traitor.
Yeah.
And he's working with the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, once again, that was the thing. First of all, I thought she was saying, "What's up, Pasta? I love you on the CONVO couch. Here's my Twitter information." And I was wrong. What she was really talking about was Moreno. And this is when it happened, fam, because they were like, out with Moreno. And this was the same. We said this the other day. The people of South Central America, they understand that the United States is pulling the strings. And this was the first point of it right here. This was the first, boom, we should have started paying attention. They wanted Moreno out of there. They were saying this was the new government. And we all knew that it was a new government that handed over Julian Assange to America.
So that was in April, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just let it be known that with the new person that was put in is when Julian Assange got handed over. Before that, the president was very supportive, as we're going to be seeing.
Yes.
In these next few clips.
Yes, and this is the more of the out with Moreno. Here's another clip right here. It's the second clip we have. It's not really they have some stuff down below. They have some more clips, but it really just talks about it right there. Yeah.
Wow.
His name is Lenin Moreno, and they're saying you're a hypocrite and a traitor.
Wow.
Our people reject you. Yeah, Lenin Moreno, you are a hypocrite and a traitor. The people reject you in all of Ecuador.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they're saying.
Because they see it. They saw
that's
it was
awesome.
They saw it.
Awesome.
It's like, here's the new government. The new government wants to be, once again, the puppet of the United States. They're handing over Assange when Rafael Correa, who was the president before him, and once again, they have a leftist president before Moreno, who just took over in 2017. And I put up an article real quick, and it just talks about Rafael Correa. And you can go look at up this guy. You know, there was... he's a left-wing success story, they say. We don't have to go over the article, but if you look it up, Rafael Correa was the one who held Julian Assange, granted him asylum, let him stay there for almost 7 years, and once again, the people understood what was going on. Now, they had their own problems, too, as well, fam, with some of the social programs. Once again, just because you're a socialist, it doesn't mean everything's going to work out. We're still working in a capitalist system, so the investments of the country are going to come into play. I think Maduro has made some bad choices when it comes to the investments, and he put all his eggs in one basket. And I'm sure there's some questions and there's some criticisms from Korea that he might have not made the best decisions. But once again, he was still this whole mentality of giving money to the people, to the worker, to the indigenous people. You know what I'm saying? Lifting men up and, making sure that rich people in your country pay their fair taxes. So
And that's the problem, is that there is like a separate divide between the people who are the capitalist class who want that sort of United States to take over, versus the people who don't want that. And the countries that are cooperating are always on the good side of the United States. That's why you see that the United States doesn't really like Bolivia, because Evo Morales is a very leftist president. And we're seeing, you know, the issues with now Mexico having AMLO there as president. And then, you know, how we helped oust Lula and in Brazil. And all of these things that are happening aren't a coincidence. And they're all connected in specifically not just the United States, but also Great Britain and our Western allies.
Yeah, the thing that really stinks too, fam, is that the left is getting represented by the neoliberals. Like, they're saying that that's the left. You know what I'm saying? So now here comes all these right-wing governments come in because they're so sick and tired of it. Like, you know, when I have some discussions with my friends back in Florida who are very conservative and whatnot, they kind of lump us all the left into one basket, and I hate it.
And I hate that.
And it was kind of like, you know, it's like we are getting punished for not recognizing that the Tea Party was different than the establishment right. We all put them in one big basket for certain issues. And I think they're doing the same thing. Because now it's like we talk about, it's on the periphery. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was watching something on Ukraine with Glenn Beck. Now, I don't like Glenn Beck. I'm not a big fan. But when it comes to him covering Epstein, when it comes to him covering Ukraine, he was pretty damn good. So there are some issues right now. But once again, it's that whole smear. Smear the right, smear the left.
Right.
They're just all in one basket. There's nothing nuanced about it. We're the same as Hillary Clinton, and that's not just the truth.
They equate the left completely to all liberals. That's the thing. We're not liberals. Like, a lot of us aren't liberals. I'm definitely not. And I think it's also the left that does that. Like Pasta was saying, you can't even bring up someone like Glenn Beck without people being like, you're a right winger. You're spreading right wing propaganda. Even when Bernie was interviewed by what's his name? Why am I blanking?
When he was interviewed by
why am I blanking? I don't, you know, the independent guy.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah. I don't know why I was blanking on his name.
The independent guy.
Well, but they were saying that he was the gateway to the alt-right.
Yeah.
A lot of people, not just centrists, but some Bernie supporters who are very uncomfortable with Bernie reaching across the aisle, when Bernie has always been the one reaching across the aisle too. That's one of the things Bernie 2016 was the thing. He was like, we need to talk to everybody. Not everybody's a racist. And even some of his supporters were like, you can't say that. That's not true. We hate like every Republican. And that's not how we progress. That's not how we move forward. And I think that's again why a candidate like Tulsi Gabbard is coming up on the polls, because you're seeing how people are sick of that whole tribalism. Yeah. And
that's why I said Elizabeth Warren, when she said, I'm not going to go on Fox, that was like, oh my God. That was even disgusting for me. It's like, what are you talking about? If you're representing my values, I want you going to talk to the other side. I want to come to some common ground. All this tribalism fighting left and right, it's just going to be awful. And the reason why Moreno is getting so much flack in his own country, it's because of the austerity measures right now. Johnny, you got that article real quick? It just talks about Moreno, and it says Moreno calls for austerity measures in his first economic report to the nation. Once again, putting the debt of the country on the backs of the poor people. You know what I'm saying? Of the middle class they have. And, you know, you'll see a lot of these people protesting in the streets as they let the rich do whatever they want and they put it on us. Same thing happening right here. Neoliberalism doesn't work. The final straw for Moreno was the gas subsidy, right? So now they have this big gas subsidy, and you're talking about the whole economy. All these poor people trying to get to where they got to go, and the gas subsidy was it. That was the final straw. You can see on the BBC.com World Latin News America, right there we have, John, that next article. That's it. State of emergency. State of emergency. And I believe I have one video. There's another site. Well, who do you think, fam, that Moreno's going to blame? He is now blaming his successor, you know, Correa, who we talked about. He's blaming Correa and Maduro for throwing a coup.
His predecessor,
sorry. His predecessor for throwing a coup. There should be a video down in there. It's going to see down below, if you go down below a little bit. Right there. Now, you got to watch this, fam, because he's blaming Maduro and Correa.
Quiero destacar y agradecer el compromiso de las Fuerzas Armadas y de la Policía Nacional, quienes con absoluta lealtad han defendido, en el marco del Estado de Derecho y las libertades civiles, la democracia y las instituciones con su apoyo y trabajo permanente, siempre desde el gobierno. Vamos a seguir protegiendo los derechos y la tranquilidad ciudadanas. Evitaremos siempre cualquier derramamiento de sangre.
Fam, what do you say?
You want to translate, Johnny? You want me to do it?
Fam, you're on camera here.
Okay, so basically he was saying that we're going to keep things as they are. We're going to keep the bloodshed away, and we're going to continue doing things for the people of Ecuador in a very civilized way. He was pretty much putting them as being barbaric, as them being the civilized people, and it was a very political answer. Very, very, very political answer. So
yeah.
It's really interesting. Do we have the video of
the National Assembly or
no? Do we have the video of Moreno talking about how the United States, the one we saw on RT?
I thought that was it. I guess I got the wrong story.
No, I don't think it's that one. That's the one we watched yesterday, Johnny. Do you know, with the RT? If you can find it and pull it up for right now. While we go on to the next thing.
They have taken over the National Assembly, and they've stormed. This is the people, and they've moved their whole operation, the government, 2 hours away from the capital.
Right. So they moved it from Quito, which is the original capital, to a city, the second largest city, which I think is I think it's Guayaquil. I'm not sure. It's just the second largest city in Ecuador, because they don't want to deal with the protesters, which is kind of hilarious. But there was that video yesterday where the ex-president was...
Yeah, I couldn't find it. It might be at the end of that.
Yeah, and that was a really good one, because he was actually talking about the United States. He talked about the hypocrisy of the Western world.
You're talking about when Korea was talking about that.
Yeah. Yeah. And...
Correa, sorry.
Say it the right way.
Why didn't you guys help me out there? Let me saying it wrong and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, if we can get it up, we'll get it up eventually.
But we have stuff on Ukraine. Did you want to see?
We do have stuff on Ukraine, but let's go say hi to some of our peoples. In a nutshell, what's going on in Ecuador is more of the same. Austerity problems. Thrusted on the people, wanting to pay. He's wanting to pay the IMF back and the loans back, and he's going to use his citizens, his poor citizens, to do that and let the rich go on by lifting subsidies off the gas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now it's just, people are saying they can barely get food on the table in Ecuador, and yet he's still taxing them. Manny says thank you. No, Manny, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Rockfin that you got to get over. We got to get ready for debate night. We're going to start talking about that. The stream will be free. So you can go over, instead of watching corporate coverage of the debate, you can watch it with us on Rockfin. We'll have our signs up, maybe some special guests. We're going to see what's going on. But once again, we implore you, watch the debate with us. Don't give the corporate media
don't give
any attention. Don't give them any love. Come watch it with us. We'll have it on.
Tulsi is on stage.
Tulsi will be on stage with Elizabeth Warren.
And Bernie Sanders and Kamala Harris.
Okay, Freethinker 59 is there. I am real. You are real. Ghostwriter DOF. We love you. We always see these same people hanging around. We love you guys.
The
David Maisel. Tony watches closely. The CONVO couch watches closely too, Tony. Aurelius Prime. Nothing is really free, right? I don't know. We can print our own money, right? Zach Prudian. I love you guys. Zach Prudian, we love you too.
Hi, Zachary.
The Patriots suck. Slack.
The Patriots do suck.
Upstate Raider. Jeff Edelman is there as well. And, of course, David Harris. We love David Harris. And H. Ali, William Martyr. Thank you so much. Over on our Facebook. Where's our Facebook, fam? Here we are. Fam, Gabriel Ramirez. Fam,
he's always
Steve
there.
Wilbrett. Fam, Dolores Pease.
Thank you guys for watching.
Ana Abachedo. Acevedo.
Good job.
Damn it. Jackie Pago. How you doing, Jack? Mikey, you take the Kings tonight. Let's go, Kings. We got it going on. All right, so do we find something, or are we just ready to go with the next?
Okay.
Let's go with the next time.
Yeah.
Fam,